Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today's video is a coffee bar that I built to go in a break room in a industrial plant. So first I use all 3/4 birch. Pocket holes, of course, if you've seen any of my other videos, I like to use a lot of pocket holes. They're simple, they're effective, they hold that and glue, and it works out just fine. So I do the back. So this thing is about 3 foot tall. So I cut this birch about 35 1/4 tall, and then whatever width I needed. And then so once I got the back done, I put the pocket holes across the top on the back side, and then I do the sides as well. So I it ended up being about 20. The top was 24 inches deep. So you can see from there that I had just used the pocket holes and attached the back, and then put the pocket holes on the front side of that side piece to later attach to the front. So here I'm doing the face. So I went ahead and cut all the face pieces, put pocket holes at the top of that you can see to later attach to the top. And then of course more pocket holes, divided out evenly, 3 drawers on each side, and then 2 cabinet doors in the middle. And I made sure I made room for the foot kicker at the bottom. And while I have a second, as I shoot this video, I currently have 999 subscribers. So if you watch this video, please subscribe to the channel. I'm 1 subscriber away from a goal I set a year ago. I really want to get more active on YouTube. I'm trying to get 1 to 2 videos out a week. So please hit the subscribe button, like my video, drop me a comment below, and we'll get back to the video. So, like I said, once I had gotten, there's multiple ways that you can do the faces. I've always kind of found out this is the easiest way. I've always used mostly pine, stain it. It all looks very well in the end. Of course, you can get into more exotic woods, but I ideally just chose pine. And so you can see I have the cabinet base built already. You see I have those pocket holes that I was telling you about a while ago. So all these pocket holes, since they're on the inside, they're not going to be seen because the drawers will be there. Typically, I'd put them on the outside if this was going to be a cabinet base or a cabinet door, so that I could hide it with whatever trim on the outside. And so I just used those 3 pocket holes to hold each side, so that would have ended up being 6 total. So this is the trim. I've always made all my trim the same. I chose on this one, instead of having the side, so if you're looking at the foot kicker, the left and right side, instead of having both those sides exposed, I just chose to run it straight down. I kind of like it makes it, in my mind, it makes it easier to build, and also I feel like it looks really good as well. So more pocket holes. All these are just 1x3s. Measure the top and bottom straight across, end up going to be about 22 inches. And then you're going to have the runners. Like I said, all these are 1x3s. And so this is the same for each side. So once I got that done, I have to attach each of those trim boards. So it ends up being a tall rectangle. You can see all the pocket hole system that I have there. If you're ever interested in plans, drop me a comment below. I'd be curious to see who is all interested in actually me making plans of stuff like this as I go through it. So, but here this is where I add the foot kicker part. And so I just, you could do this many different ways. I've seen people use 2x4s for the foot kickers, but this was just the easy way that I came up with on the fly. I'm always trying to constantly try to find new ways that might be better than the last, or it might be worse. So again, it's just pocket holes everywhere, and then I use some 1¼ screws to attach those through the side, and then pocket holes. You can see me switch jigs there, or switch bits. Pocket holes through the bottom. So once I got all of those done, I went ahead and I stained the whole coffee bar as it was, so that I didn't have to worry about getting stain on the inside pieces. I did not want any stain on the interior side where the cabinet was actually going. So I just cut the bottom piece to run it 3/4 pass to the left, to the right, and then I took this piece, or I'm sorry, I lined it up with the inside, where the drawer would be, so I don't have to put any kind of runner for the drawer slide. And so I just use, again, more pocket holes. Just this isn't a vanity, I didn't have to worry about someone dropping a sink in it later, so I could run it all the way to the top. You should pocket holes at the top, the left, the right, and also the bottom. You could use regular screws from the back and the bottom as well there too. I just find it easier as you're doing the pocket holes, just go ahead and do pocket holes. And so I put those on the inside so that when you open the cabinet door that you don't see any kind of pocket holes. I try to hide all the holes the best I can. Went ahead and took my measurement to try to make sure that the whole thing is nice and square and parallel. And I actually later came back and I put some 90-degree corner brackets in there. And so once I got the whole inside of the cabinet done, I just used my little square, multi-square thing there and put me a line. That's where the drawer slides. That's where I would mount the drawer slides. And so just me making the box, I've made all my boxes the same for a while now. It's just the simplest 1/2-inch birch glued and nailed together. Just some brad nails. You know, the goal here is to obviously not shoot the nail through the top so that it pops out the top. But I've had pretty good luck of these staying together. Knock on wood, I've never had one come back and be bad. So there's people like to tell me why am I not using dovetails? You have a CNC machine. Well, if I can take a lot of the work out of it, then I do, and that's just time consuming. I say I've had no issues out of this, so I'm gonna keep doing it like this until further notice. But I made all the drawer boxes out of the 1/2-inch birch. You could do 1/2-inch birch or 1/2-inch sanded ply. That's typically what I would do with either one of these. The 1/2-inch birch just it looks a lot cleaner. So, but once I got that done, I mounted, took that same exact ruler that I had, ran a line across the bottom, and so that's where I will mount the drawer slide onto the top of that line, so that it matches up with the top of the line that I drew in the previous slide for the actual slide to sit on the coffee bar. And then really, I mean, it's pretty much done after that. I didn't shoot the video itself of the door, but so you have the door, and then the drawer fronts. I'll later come back and show you how I put the doors together. But there's quite a bit of table saw door, how to be made. But then I came back and I put all the pocket holes that I'd put to attach the top. The top is just 1x12s glued and pocket hole together. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comments below what you think.